everyone. I just want to apologize if it's been so long and I probably made you all really wonder what's going on. I've had a very, very crazy couple of weeks. I do apologize for how I look right now. I am not feeling good at all. Anyway, so yeah, the past couple of weeks have been crazy. It's been quite an adventure. Okay, because I'm going to start off with pretty much the beginning of what everything was going on. So on October 21st, I was at work, and about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I went to the restroom and I was spotting, and it's real light pink and stuff, but it really got to me, and I was really, really paranoid about it. And so I just relaxed. I went on a break and ate some food and tried to really, really relax and drink a lot of water. And then I went home at about 7:30 and just laid down from there on. They say that's the best thing to be doing. And then Saturday was my birthday, so my husband and I went out to Flagstaff and everything. And the spotting had stopped. There was no more of that. So it was a real relief, but I was still really nervous as to why that happened. And I had gone out. We got a bunch of first response tests and clear blue. They only come in a package of 5, so I had to get 5 clear blue tests. I was like, I just want one, but oh well. And those things are horrible because I was wanting to put one in a frame and the battery dies like right away. The first response ones, they last a couple of days longer, but the clear blue one only lasts like a day, and then the battery dies. Anyway, so off topic. So everything was fine for the weekend, and then Monday came around, and it was around the same time again during the day, about 4 p.m., and I was on my lunch break, and I went to the restroom, and sure enough, I was spotting again, the light pink stuff, and so I called the doctor's office, and I told him that I was really concerned about it, that I felt that, I would like to come in for an ultrasound. I didn't feel like I was miscarrying. I think I was more concerned that it was ectopic than I was miscarrying, because my last miscarriage, it happened like that. I was gushing blood, and that's TMI, and all my symptoms went away within 24 hours. It was crazy. So it was after hours though, so she had me leave a message on one of the nurses' answer machines, and they called me back. Actually, they didn't call me back. I called them. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. I wanted a phone call right away. So I called them, and I told them what was going on, and she's like, well, you might be miscarrying. If it was ectopic, you'd be having a lot of one-sided pain. And I really wasn't having that. I was having a little bit of cramping in different areas. It wasn't like my miscarriage cramping either. And so she's like, well, let's go ahead and, because she's like, if you feel like you're only about 5 weeks along since you ovulated late, we may not be able to really see a lot with the ultrasound. So she wanted to go out and do blood work and stuff, so they had me do that here at the clinic here instead of having to drive all the way to Flagstaff. The clinic here doesn't do anything with OB stuff, so I do have to go to Flagstaff when I have my appointments, but for something that simple, she went ahead and had me do here. And so I had it done on Tuesday, the 25th, and they thought they would have my numbers back right away, but it took them till Friday to get them back. And Thursday I did the second one. And the nurse there, she was so nice, and she was telling me that her mom had the same problem too. That sometimes it's just normal. So, but throughout that week I continued on spotting, and it was just real light brown, like extremely light brown. And so that it put my mind more at ease that I wasn't miscarrying, because it's like, I just don't know if miscarriages take this long to just, So they didn't have my results back still on Friday, and I wanted at least the first one so I could see how high the first ones were. And I wasn't expecting to get the second one back until like Tuesday this week, like today. I wasn't expecting it till today. And so I called them, and the receptionist there, she's so nice. I met her in person, and she's very nice. But she called around so that way they could get those numbers to me as soon as possible, because she knew how concerned I was, and I was worried. And they called me back. It was around 5 o'clock, and they said my numbers on Tuesday were, actually I have it on the list. I've looked at it so many times I've almost got it memorized. It was 7,696 on Tuesday, which is like, woo, that was a lot higher than I was expecting. And then on Thursday, she said it was 13,193. She told me that they wanted to see those numbers double. They are rising, but they didn't double all the way. So they did want to monitor that. But I found out after that, that it can take anywhere from 48 to 72 hours for the numbers to double. So I wasn't so freaked out. I was more excited and everything. The weekend was great. It just really made me excited. And then I had also started getting morning sickness on Thursday. So that also was like, it just doesn't seem like I'm miscarrying. I'm getting sick. And I threw up sick. So, and then the rest of the weekend it was like nausea and stuff. And then Saturday, I believe it was Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Sunday. I couldn't even walk into the kitchen without getting sick. Like every time I went in the kitchen to get any food or I tried to do the dishes, I just start dry heaving. It really was making me laugh. I thought it was funny because it's like, dude, I can't walk into the kitchen. And my husband cleans everything now. He does all the cleaning throughout the house, and he just asks me to clean the kitchen is all, and he'll do everything else. And I feel bad. I'm like, I can't even clean the kitchen. So we actually had a friend who came over, and she did the dishes for me. It was so sweet. I was really embarrassed, though. I was like, this just doesn't seem right, having somebody come over to do my dishes. Because I'm not one to really ask a lot of people to do stuff for me. So it was just really embarrassing sitting on the couch feeling sicker than ever and her doing the dishes. I was like, I want to be in there helping you. And she's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. So first Monday I got up and I felt really, really hungry and sick. So I ate, I can't remember what I ate. I ate something, it was pumpkin bread. I ate some pumpkin bread and some milk. And then I went and laid down again after about an hour. And within an hour after that, everything came up. Everything I ate on Sunday came up. We had lasagna. I was craving McDonald's. And everything. It was just projectile. I scared my poor little kitten. But anyway. And then I fell back to sleep afterwards. And about 9 o'clock, I got a phone call from the nurse I had spoken to the beginning of last week, who ordered me to get the blood tests done. And she said, we got your test results back. And I was like, yeah, I know that. And she goes, unfortunately, your numbers are dropping. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense, because I talked to a nurse on Friday, and she said that they were 7,000 on Tuesday and 13,000 on Thursday. And she goes, well, what we're showing is that it was 13,000 on Tuesday and 7,000 on Thursday. And I was like, well, this does not make any sense at all, because I've been getting sick since Thursday. And it's like, if I was miscarrying, I just don't think I would be getting sick so much. Man, this video is already long. Sorry, anyway. And so she's like, you know what, let me look at these. And she looked at them, and I guess they had the same date on them. The lab put the same date on them. And when they sent them to them, basically they put the date that they were finished on them instead of the days that they were brought in, that they were done. So that just confused the doctor's office like crazy. And I was a little upset. I was kind of upset with the doctor's office because it's just like, every time I talk to somebody on the phone, it just seemed like they're trying to scare me and make me nervous. You know, the first lady saying, you're probably miscarrying. The second person saying, oh, your numbers aren't high enough. And now this person telling me that my numbers were told backwards. It's like, gee, thanks. So she's like, well, I'd like you to come in for an ultrasound. And so I did that. I called my husband, told him that we needed to go to the ultrasound at 2 o'clock. He was at work, and his boss is totally understanding. So Daniel got off at noon, and it's an hour and a half to 2 hours of a drive. So it just kind of, and we get there, and the receptionist says, she's like, why is your appointment canceled? I'm like, it shouldn't be canceled. I was kind of wondering if maybe she didn't put it in the system or something. Sorry, I'm feeling so gross. And so they went ahead and re-added me through the system, and then they got me in within about 5 minutes after they said my appointment was for, and the ultrasound tech came out. She's like, my name is Danielle, and I'm going to do your ultrasound and stuff, and she gets us in there and stuff, and I told her what was going on. And they did a transvaginal ultrasound instead of a regular one, because you could see better and everything. And instantly, right away, within like 2 seconds, she found the baby. It's like, the baby's right there. Once I saw that, I was like, oh. And then I could see the heartbeat, the little flicker on there, and it made me cry like crazy. And I quickly look at my husband. I'm like, I didn't get the video camera out. We didn't even ask if we could videotape it. I felt so bad. But she's like, no, it's perfectly fine as long as you don't sue me or anything. I was like, I'm not going to sue you. You just gave us like the best news ever. And anyway, it's getting so long. Anyway, sorry, pregnancy brain. So she measured the baby and everything, and turns out that it was only 6 weeks and 1 day gestation yesterday. So it's 6 weeks and 2 days today, which is exactly what I thought, because I ovulated on the 1st and the 2nd. And basically I conceived on the 2nd. I knew I was either 10 days or 11 days earlier than what I would be if you count from my last menstrual period, which I would have been 8 weeks tomorrow if we counted that. So basically, if you do subtract 10 or 11 days, it's going to be 6 weeks and 1 to 10 days or 2 days. So anyway, I knew that, and that's why they didn't freak out. They were like, yeah, you ovulated this day, so the baby's perfect size and everything. The heartbeat was 106. We got to hear the heartbeat. She even did a thing in 3D. The thing is that turns out the reason that they feel it might have been spotting, because they couldn't find any other reason at all, they found a cyst on my left ovary, which is very normal for most women in early pregnancy, but it's usually only half the size. Mine is the size of my palm, about 7.5 centimeters. So they say that usually goes away by 10 weeks, but they just want to keep monitoring it and watching out for it. So anyway, but baby is very healthy. Baby's there. You can see. So we're a little less pregnant than we were thinking, but I'm perfectly fine with that. Baby's healthy, and I was so not expecting to go in there and see baby. It's like I was expecting to, and for it to be in the right spot too. But yeah, this is the cyst that's on my left ovary. So, but hopefully that'll go away. Anyway, let me do a belly shot real quick. I got like 30 seconds left until it's 15. So maybe that's why I might also look a little bigger, is because I do have that 7.5 centimeter cyst in there. Yeah, which is like what the baby would be at like between 12 to 15 weeks. So, but yeah, I have been a little bloated and stuff, but I'll get to that with all the symptoms and everything that I have too. So I'll do a video on symptoms and then stuff that I've got. So bye, ladies.